Hello friends, welcome back. We are working on our tiny little toy compiler. We're calling it stuff because I don't really have a better name for it, but in the last video we worked on adding sort of refactoring our instructions so that we had a little class to work with, and then we also teased a little bit of this video, which is types. We're going to start inferring the types of these instructions and what the result on the stack when we get around to building our VM for this language, for this for running these instructions, we're going to want to know the types of the instructions. So I teased that a little bit because I added it for the integer push int and the push string, but now we're going to do the variables, and we're going to work towards, in the future, we're going to have method calls and classes and stuff, if this all works out. And so we need to think in a way that will work for all of that going forward. Back over here, I don't think it'd be too hard to say, well, this value, let's just print this out. If I print out the value right here, is a lit 1, and we could go, oh, that's an integer, so this instruction is an integer. But we don't really want to think quite like that. We want to think a little bit farther in the future when we have, a little bit more complicated chains of things that you have to make more hops to get, more logical hops to get that type information. And so what I'm going to do is build a dependency tree. And if anyone is watching who knows about type inference and unification algorithms and all that, I'm just going to apologize right up front. This is not going to be a good source of information for that type of stuff, because honestly, I've been playing around with this, and I think I can get far enough with building a dependency tree versus building up a whole bunch of equations and solving them with systems of equations and unification algorithms and all that stuff. I am not good at math, and so for me, that was just really hard. But I think what we can do is build a dependency tree and then be able to walk the tree to find the type information that we need. Okay, that's a lot of talking. Let me just jump right in. And I did just want to get that out of the way, because there are going to be people out there watching this who know a lot more about this than I do, and I don't want to pretend to be knowledgeable in this area. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring out as I go. Okay, caveat. So here we are. We would love to have a thing called a dependency. So let's go and edit in our compiler. We'll make a thing called a dependency. Hopefully I spelled that right. Class compiler, class dependency. And it's going to take an instruction, initialize, and it's, yeah, for now it's just going to be an instruction. I think later we're going to need more, but reader instruction compiler, and we'll just require that dependency. And now I'm running the risk of writing code without writing a spec to go with it. So I guess what we're trying to target here is this is an int and this is an int. So that's our failing spec. That's what we're trying to get passing. It's going to take a minute to get there though. So if we had an instruction like so, and we put that on there, and the same, I think, for this instruction, yeah, maybe like that. Okay. Then we could maybe do something else. Let's see. I think I want to do that for all of these. Instruction and return the instruction. Is there a nicer way of doing that? It's a little bit kind of redundant looking, but it's okay. At least it's clear what's happening. Instruction. I want to return these because I'm going to use them as dependencies here in a second. Instruction. Okay, now we're returning all of those. No new tests are failing. That's good. And then for the assignment, what I'd like to do is do instruction add dependency. This is the code I'd like to have. Dependency.new. Thank you very much for not capitalizing that. And then this is the value instruction is here, and the dependency is on the value instruction. So now we're building a little dependency tree. Okay, so that method, oh, actually, that's not the one I thought. Did I misspell this? Put equal sign there. Wrong number of arguments, 1, and you can't see that, but it says expected 0 required keyword instruction. Dependency, yeah, because I made that a keyword arg. Yeah, I'll just be verbose. I'd rather be verbose. Okay, undefined method add dependency. Good, instruction. So we're gonna have some dependencies. 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 Man, why is that so hard? Dependencies, and we're gonna have this def add dependency. Good grief. Really struggling with that word. Dependencies, dependency. Okay, so that should get us back to the original failing test. So very good. And then we also want a method called type. And if, let's see, return type if the type is set. Okay. And right about here somewhere, how are we going to call that type information? Well, I think we can call it here when we're building out that hash. We want to call type to generate it if it's there. If it's not there, let's print out our dependencies. Do those exist? Do we have any? Yes, we have this one right here. I wonder if I could get a little bit more incremental. I just want to work on this one right now. Here, let's do it this way. Let's skip this test for now, and we'll say that is what we want eventually, but for now we just want this right here. We'll focus now. We'll skip the other one. Okay, that's a little bit better. So now we have oh, well, that's interesting. That's not what we want, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So if we have dependencies, could we figure out the type from that? So we'll say case size, when it's 0, then raise a type error. When actually, when it's 1, then return dependencies.first.type. And else, I just realized I could just do it this way. Else raise type error, some helpful message here. We'll come back and do that. Okay, dependencies first type for compiler dependency. Okay, so we want to open up our dependency, and we also want to have a type here that just calls instruction.type. And my runner's not reloading. Okay, undefined method type for nil class. Instruction. Instruction is instruction. I forgot to type that out earlier. And that's working. Okay, so now let's bring back this test and unskip it. And that one should be a little more helpful. Compiler. And so we're going to do the same thing down here. Instruction, we're going to add dependency on the, now this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a variable dependency, and it's going to be on the name. And we don't have that yet, but we're going to go make it. I guess this is a variable dependency. I'm not sure if I want to put those in a directory or not. So for now, I'm going to do it like this. Variable dependency, dependency. Let's save as variable dependency, name, and raise to do, because we're going to have to come back to this in a second. Okay, so we're getting to that part. That's very good. And so in our compiler, we're going to need a way to store this information in some sort of scope. And right now we only have one global scope, so that shouldn't be too hard. I think for this video, we could probably make that work. Actually, let's save it for the next video. We've gotten to 10 minutes. That's kind of my target. So let's say that that's it for now. Let's go back to here, let's put this back. We have passing tests. We're going to commit this as day 3. And I think that was good for this video. We built a little dependency tree. Now it only has one hop to get the type information, but maybe you could, if you start to squint, you can start to see where this might be going. And I think in the next video, things are going to start to get really exciting. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Let's go ahead and commit this. Day 3. Okay, things are coming together. I like it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know this is a little weird, a little bit different than normal. I'm trying to keep these videos short and bite-sized, but I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But I'll see you next time.